Hey, welcome to April. Hard to believe we're already immersed in the spring market, and we are definitely here popping with real estate. So wanted to go over some exciting charts. I pulled them a little bit different this time, and yes, we're going to review specifically what happened in March last month, but also look at more of a trend. I wanted to pull at least 10 years of data so that you can take a look at things and just kind of gauge where we are in the market, what this means for us here locally. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to talk a little bit about what are some of the key indicators that we really need to be looking at and things that might impact our local market here. So, all right. I love this chart. This chart shows the seasonality of the business that we're in. And yes, it is seasonal. We do see a number of houses come on the market and go under contract every March. So when I pulled this data from 2012 to 2022, it is very, very predictable. We have, the peak months. I listed out what all the little notches are for the month of March every year. And in 2022, so last month, we put 240 houses on them under contract. This time last year, so in March of 2021, we had 298. So I think that that's a reflection of the low inventory levels. Because when we go down here and the number of homes that are available for sale, it's still no joke that we have been dropping over all these years. But when you look specifically from 2019 to where we are in 2022, last March in Champaign County, we had 171 houses listed for sale. So normally, I guess whatever used to be normal, we had, between 750 and 1,000 houses. So that number is significantly lower, but we still have the same number of buyers that are out there. So that is what is driving this average sales price. So when we look at this chart, this is just a snapshot of this one down here. But from 2019 to 2022, you'll see I have these little black dots. The number has gone up. 3 years ago, it was just under 180,000. And last month, we were over 220,000. So the interesting thing, is real estate a good investment? And the answer is, look, over the long term, the answer is yes. When we started tracking this data in 2008 to where we are in 2022, the market's gone up 32% in value, not to mention what you've paid yourself down in, creating your own net worth, and what you would normally pay somebody in rent, you've been paying yourself. So I love these numbers. I love your questions. So keep them coming. The things I just wanted to touch on briefly in addition to these charts are what are some of the key indicators that we need to be looking for in case our market changes. And that's the bottom line. It is changing so quickly with price, with availability of homes, and what's selling on market or off market, and how do we strategize around that. The numbers are just different than we've ever seen before. And so when we go through changes like that, we need to pay attention to things like days on market. Is that changing? We need to pay attention to price reductions, and are we seeing those? We need to pay attention to interest rates, to inflation, and I'm going to let you do the research on those last two. But if you ever have any questions or you want to talk about what we see coming down the pike, call me. I love looking at this. I love explaining it to you, and I'm happy to kind of lead us into what we think is going to happen in 2023. So I will leave that for another video. I appreciate you tuning in, and as always, have a great rest of the day.